Hello guys, it's me again, Toby from Warhorse Studios. I welcome all the board game fans and video game enthusiasts. Today we are not talking about video games, we take a deeper look in the board game Kingdom Come Deliverance, the board game. Again, I have the big honor to be in the Boardcubator dungeon, but I have reinforcements this time. I'm not alone anymore. My dear friend Ondřej Bittner from Warhorse Studio is with me, senior designer on Kingdom Come Deliverance, and we are talking to Mara today, who is taking care of the game, the board game. So, guys, Warhorse Studios and Boardcubator are working together on this board game, which is a really great thing. I think that is for the fans out there a huge thing. I would like to know what is this game about actually? So what's the plot of the game? What's the story of the game? What are we doing in this game generally?
We are in the same period, historical period, as the original game. We are still in the Hussite in 1421, which is the period when the Hussite Wars actually happened. And we are in the quite turbulent times. And we are sent by the Bishop of Olomouc to Samopeš to find his loyal servant who is collecting valuable information about Catholic traitors. So this is our primary mission.
So finding intelligence, that's our big deal. So, and I suppose that it's not that easy, right? He's probably missing. We see a lot of characters here. I suppose they will not help us here. Ondřej, so our game, by our game I mean Kingdom Come Deliverance, the video game, it's of course in 1403, a few years later. Now it's 1420 or something like that. Like it's in the logo actually, 1421. Of course, it's a different period, but is there can you compare them? Is it completely different? Well, I don't see Henry here, so what's the idea there?
Well, as Marek said, it's the same world. We're just few years later. And there are some connections to Kingdom Come Deliverance, the video game. Some of the characters will appear here. Some of the locations will be familiar. But as Marek said, it's Hussite Wars, and the landscape is changing very, very quickly. So some of the locations you might know from the game have changed, and to a worse. And you're not Henry in this game. There's actually multiple characters. There are 4 characters to choose from. And obviously, because you're on this mission from a bishop, you're basically secret agents or something like that. The stories, or the overall story, is a little bit less personal for the cast of Kingdom Come Deliverance, the board game, but you have it's way more important in the events of the world. You have much more influence on what is happening actually in the Kingdom of Bohemia, because you're working for a very powerful character.
Mm-hmm. And you're working on this title as a consultant of some form, or how is the cooperation working, or how much influence do we actually have on that board game?
Well, we work together with Boardcubator. We're trying to preserve obviously the aesthetics, the art. Some of the art comes from the game, and I'm working here as a basically narrative consultant. So I'm making sure that the story is sort of within our range.
So then same question, but just the other way around somehow. What would you say is like different to the video game? What's the unique or like the special spice in the board game compared to the video game then?
I think that the video game is more open world system. Here is more story driven. So you are going through the map and you're exploring the location, and you experience quite a lot of different situations which are connected by a story. So it is not really open world, it's more story driven.
But still you said you experience and discover different tiles, or you uncover the map. So this is not how the game starts, right? This is already a game like in full force.
In the middle.
And you start somewhere, I guess, and how does the exploration or the...
at the beginning you have, for example, only one tile, where you have your where we have our players, and after that you can move and explore other parts of the map, which is opening the whole location.
And I suppose the app is then taking track of what's happening and kind of saving what's going on.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's story-driven, so every interaction you make, it always is represented in the application by some narrative. So you can hear the voices, you can hear the narrator in the game, and of course there is a lot of different situations. So you have the sound of the landscape, for example, around you, and we have also the adaptive sound design in the game. So it really reacts on what you are doing.
So I heard that our colleague, the Warhorse Studios colleague Adam Sporka, who implemented the adaptive sound design in Kingdom Come Deliverance, that he also helped you in the game.
Yeah,
but it's a board game with papers and cubes. How does adaptive sound work in a board game?
Yeah, Adam helped us quite a lot, because at the beginning it was a really big adventure to find how the system works, how to adapt the sound design to the board game, because in the game it's quite easy, because it is single player, you have the headphones or speakers, but here this is totally different. You have 4 players, the players can be on different parts of the map, so it was quite a big task to find how the sound will behave in the game.
And you said 4 players. Do we have to play with 4 players, or can we?
No, it could be a single player. Like you can play it by yourself, or you can play in 1 to 4 players.
Oh, that's cool. So, sound, right? So, can we see it? Can we hear it? Can we take a look on how that actually works? Or
yeah,
show me your secrets.
Sure. There could be a situation when you move to this when you are here on this tile, and you want to explore more about this location. So you will click in to the app about this interaction, and it will reveal a new tile. So you can do it, and you can explore west, and there is some story. So now we are listening to part of the story.
In front of the tavern is a dusty patch of ground with the remains of a wooden fence lying around. Several armed men are gathering around their captain. Lining the road by the house are wooden crates of varying sizes, some broken.
And during a story, you will get some instructions what is going on the map. So now you have the instruction that you place guards and some other interaction. And click to continue.
A scraggly-looking guard is about to report to the captain.
Captain Prokop, we've just searched the merchant's house. The girl is nowhere to be found, and we didn't find anything valuable either, so we sealed the house up and torched it. The standard procedure. Casper is on patrol now.
All right then. Start getting ready to clear out of this godforsaken village. Valashek and his mongrels are going to arrive at the monastery soon. We'll have our hands full dealing with them. No time to waste. Let's get the girl and bugger off. You stay right here and don't let anyone disturb me. I've run out of patience with that innkeeper. If he's not willing to say where Julia is, I'll loosen his tongue for him.
As you wish.
I just hope that you're a better lookout than an arm wrestler. That scrawny limb of yours gave me a proper giggle last night.
Prokop, snickering and fondly stroking his right arm, walks inside the inn and slams the door shut.
So now we had the situation that the guard meets his soldiers, and after that we are in the situation that we can do something with this situation.
I want to also say that I'm really impressed. I like the sound a lot, and I really like also the voice actors you're using. It sounds really, really great. I mean, in KCD we had exactly 3 main pillars to the game, which was realism, immersion, and storytelling. So immersion seems to be a big part of the board game as well, right?
In the beginning it was like, if we have the application, we know quite a lot about what is going on in the story. So it was not only about narration, but also about the sound. Every interaction you will do on the map, you can have some feedback from the sound. So it was like, okay, we can make it more like a film, that we can hear the story, we can make the adaptive sound design and all this stuff. So it was the first step to the immersion or to the cinematic experience, how to say it.
So cinematic experience means, I guess, also then a combination of different like audio-visual parts. Okay, that sounds really, really interesting. This all is very story-driven, of course, right? So what happens if I want to save the game? Is that even possible at all? Because like a lot of things are happening. What's the regular playing time? Something like 2 to 4 hours or something like that?
Yeah, regular time now for the first adventure, it's around 3 to 4 hours. And yes, of course, you can save it.
With the app, I
Yeah,
guess.
with the app. And also you can save your player board and everything you have, because you have your character and it's evolving during the time. So you can save also all your stuff like items, perks and all this stuff.
You said in the first story, right, a few seconds ago. So what's actually in the box then? There's like different stories, scenarios, or what can I play when I play?
Well, it's more like a one campaign. It's like one long story, but it's split into different, basically, scenarios, adventures. And each of these adventures, some of us will take us to familiar location, like Village of Samopesh. But some of them will explore completely new locations in the world of Kingdom Come. And so you will move a lot on the map of Bohemia.
Are the scenarios, do they have an overarching story? Are they somehow connected, or can we start with scenario 4 and then go to scenario 1, or should we?
Strongly connected. It's one story. You begin, it has a beginning, and it has an ending.
And I suppose since it's an RPG, we have different ways how to solve them. We can try them again and again. That's very interesting. You were talking about the Samopesh and you said Sazava Monastery earlier. So there are Kingdom Come Deliverance regions in the game. What about the characters? Do we have anyone we remember from the video game, or are they completely detached? Or?
20 years later, so yes, you can meet characters from the original video game, but of course in the different, how to say, setup.
Or they have aged.
Yeah, they have aged.
And you will meet, quite a lot of new characters, obviously, because it's a new story, it's a new world to explore with some familiarities.
I really wonder if the app or the adaptive sound will add crazy lines like "I feel quite hungry" or something. Let's see if the creators are working with that. However, as we are talking about story and text and app and so on, this sounds, and we all speak more or less fluent English, right? Not everyone does that, I guess. So what's there for the Germans or for the other languages out there? Do you have any like plans already about the translations?
Yes, of course. We are really aiming the different languages just for the campaign. That we are now working hard on finding partners in different countries, and we can say that definitely we will have more languages than only English.
And will you also think of full synchronization?
Everything, yes.
Or everything, the full package?
Yes, the full package.
That is really impressive. Okay, guys, I think that was amazing. That was a lot of story, a lot of immersion, a lot of pillars that actually made Kingdom Come Deliverance such a great game. I can totally see those things in the board game as well. I'm really looking forward to that. I can already see myself getting immersed into the world. After all, we are trying to find that guy with the war intelligence, which we need to save the planet. I don't know, but if you want more information about the game, which you definitely want, I know you guys, then go check the Gamefound page, click the little follow button, because that's how you get all the information, all the latest and greatest. And see you soon when the campaign actually launches. And I hope you all be there, because I definitely will. Ondra, thank you very much for helping those guys. Not only are they board game pros, but it's really nice to see that the collaboration works that great and that's very fruitful. And so see you next time, guys, and stay medieval.